Hi there, it's Bobby from Ragged Poet on day 2 of LenorMarch, or should that be LenorMars? I have been watching other people's videos and those European guys have really got it covered with the pronunciation. So, Lenormand. We're no more Lenormand, it's Lenormand. So, day 2 and day 3 I'm doing together because I've been kind of busy and stuff and my tripod broke and I have a new one, a little one for my phone. Day 2's question is, what's your experience of Lenormand and how were you first exposed to it? Well, this little deck here answers that question. The Gypsy Witch fortune telling cards. I was given these, oh my goodness, it must be 20 years ago. Maybe longer, maybe 25 years ago. Anyway, they're like playing cards, but they're a kind of crazy little deck. And there's actually 52 cards like you get in a playing card pack. But most of the cards in the Petit Lenormand deck are enclosed in this deck. They're not identical to the Lenormand cards, but some are similar. Like the cross, I think you've got these two sabres or swords for the cross. The playing card associations aren't exactly the same as the Lenormand, but and I think the meanings are similar. Let's find one. What have we got? There's an eye. See, some we don't have. So I've got the coffin. The coffin foretells acute illness or loss of property when near the person. When distant, a probability of averting evil. So it's kind of similar. The mouse denotes loss by theft, which is similar to the mouse in Lenormand cards. So yeah, this little deck, which has had various games. This is actually my second or third version I've had of it, because the first one got completely trashed. I used to carry it around with me at college, when I was first at college and stuff like that. So it's yeah, there's the ring card. This was my first clue of anything to do with the Lenormand system, but I didn't actually know it was called that then. There is something about it in the guidebook, but I didn't really gel in my head as this particularly big system. I just saw it as divination. I was kind of more into tarot. I found that far more magical. And although I love the fronts of the cards, they're kind of look oldian, fortune tellery, parlory, lacy, velvet, tableclothy. But the backs are disgusting. Look at those. They're just hideous. Yuck. Why couldn't they have just been orange and black? Whoever did that, well, they should never have ever been allowed near a camera, a paintbrush, or anything to do with art whatsoever. But anyway, that was my introduction to this system. The next time I heard about it was in... it was on the website Eclectic Tarot, probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I bought a deck which I fell in love with for the imagery. I'll show you that deck on the day when we show our decks. But I loved it. It was very gothic and had amazing imagery. I bought it from Russia. I actually bought a few, and to save postage and make importing them easier. And that deck, I didn't know it was actually a Lenormand deck. I just thought it was some kind of oracle, and then I found out it was. And then I started reading more about it and made my own deck, and the one I showed yesterday. And I didn't actually do much more than that, because I just found it very difficult to get away from the tarot thing, the intuition. I do find Lenormand very difficult, because I am incredibly intuitive, and I didn't realize how much power that had until I tried to cut it off. So, like the intuition to read Lenormand. So I'm going to keep battling at it this month and reading my book and looking at websites and stuff, and carry on. So Very short and sweet, my introduction and experience so far. Yeah, it's pretty minimal. Day 3, do you have any books? Do you recommend any books? Do you think books are necessary for this simple system? Well, to answer the last question first, I don't find it simple. To me, it's not simple. It's quite... anything that is very set in stone and rigid, and a system like that I find very difficult, because I just don't have that kind of brain, baby. Bobby can't do that. But I do have a book. I'm going to just move these wee cards out of the way. There is a little guidebook in this deck. Tiny little guidebook there. The Gypsy Witch. Fortune telling cards. Very bizarre little deck. So I'll put that out of the way. This is the book I have. I got, actually, I have another book. I have this, I'll move that in. I have this deck here. I'm jumping a day with the deck, but the Enchanted Lenormand Oracle, which was by Caitlin Matthews and Virginia Lee. In that set, there is a book which I found really helpful. I haven't, as I said, I've only looked at odd websites before, but never really applied myself to it. But I quite like this book. And so when she released this book, the Complete Lenormand Oracle Handbook, I decided to go for that. I saw it cheaply and had a voucher and decided to get it, because it seems to have most of the stuff that you need in it. But I've only read a bit of it. I like her style of writing. I'm quite a snob when it comes to writing. But so far I like what I've been reading. So that's what I'm learning from. That and a website called Cafe Lenormand, which was recommended to me by another LenorMarcher. LenorMarch reminds me of that Tom Waits song, the leader of the parade, but I'm not going to sing it, or whatever it was called. I see us all marching away with our decks in our hands. And this is the little, I wasn't going to show you any decks, but this is a cute little enchanted one that you get with that book, and it's just tiny and sweet and small, like me. Yeah, that's it. Can't recommend books. I don't think it's a simple system. I'm pretty much new, and what can I say? But I might, in the nature of these things, just take a card out of this strange wee deck here and see what happens. Oh, look, Faller. Gotta have the snake, number 13. Not sure what number the snake is in the Lenormand, because I haven't learned it enough yet, because I'm bad in that way. The snake indicates enmity and calamities, the degree of which is governed by the distance of the card from the person. Oh, I guess that means the significator when you have the man and the woman card, because at the moment it's only about, well, it's touching me, isn't it? So yeah, so I'm guessing that the person would be the significator in the traditional Lenormand. So enmity and calamities. Ooh. Let's see how far away the person is. There, we've got the fox. Well, there's the man. Well, we'll skip him because I'm not a man. Well, most, you know, I've got male energy. This gender stuff, hey, gender is fluid, should be. I read some amazing stuff yesterday about the High Priestess, which is going off on a tangent. Traditionally in ancient Egypt, and before the fall of Adam and Eve and all that stuff, or whatever myth or story you believe in, creation story, we were just ethereal. We were just all one. All the sexes were together. We weren't individual bodies of male and female. That only happened later. We were just angels, and etheric beings, and I just love that. I think it's about the person inside the body, and There's a bride in this deck, number 47. Oh, the lady. Okay, so the lady's quite a long way away from where the snake was in the deck. So, yeah, I think I'm pretty safe from being bitten by whatever it was. I don't know if the book says anything about... Oh my goodness, it's got the long reading. Mademoiselle Lenormand, the celebrated French mystic, has left such an imprint upon history that any more than a cursory reference here would be superfluous. It suffices only to say that it was Mademoiselle Lenormand who predicted to the great Napoleon his phenomenal rise and sudden fall. Mademoiselle Lenormand was one of the greatest of living prophets and was so recognised by the nobility of Europe. In order that her wonderful system of divining the past, present and future by means of cards may be preserved and utilised, we have reproduced it in our language and have so arranged a game that any person can lay the cards in proper position and proceed with the reading. 2 complete methods are described, one for a short reading and one for a longer, detailed reading. And then it goes on to the short reading, which it must be that thing there. And then you've got the long reading. And this is the long reading, which actually has... I'm not sure how many, but that's done in squares. But hold it still for a minute, just in case anyone wants to take any of that in. But it is a really cheap deck to pick up. I think they've still got it on Amazon, but it's cute. Apart from the horrible backs, it's a nice little bit of playing card, fortune telling, deviance, and I like it. Okay, chaps and chapesses. I'm going now. I'm gonna drink my tea. Bye.